Said Steve, play us in. Get on your little dime piano. Fucking play us in.
Okay.
Fucking monkey.
Fucking monkey.
Better be a different song.
Today. But I'm just going to play a few seconds of it.
Just play it.
This is all he knows. He's
This
lying.
is the same fucking song. Is this the only song you know?
Yep. Now I know that one.
That's the same one too.
Okay.
Play Lord of the Rings. Play the Lord of the Rings song.
Alright, hold on. Fuck.
Play it. It's not the Lord of the Rings song. It's
That's all I
fucking
know of that
bullshit.
song.
Okay, you have to learn how to play Lord of the Rings. The entire score.
The entire score. Yeah.
For the next podcast.
Well, we do a podcast every couple months, so
There
I don't
you
think
go.
I'm gonna be
Wasn't he
having
already
enough time.
tasked with learning how to play a song for this podcast?
Ooh, I think he was.
Man, Steve doesn't
Who's to
even remember.
say?
Like, who's to say? Where would like recorded proof of this be?
Where?
Anyway, where I would know of where things would be on the internet.
dark net.
The dark net.
I was gonna say a museum.
I imagine it would probably be in one of the videos that's been made where we talked about it, but you know, fucking
Oh.
idiots.
He's clever or doesn't get the joke.
One
One
or
of the
other.
two.
50-50.
The dark net. Does anyone want to go to the dark net?
Here, how about let's figure out how to get onto the dark net.
You need like a certain like a browser or something, like a darknet browser, like Darknet Internet Explorer.
Well,
It's yeah,
It sounds,
some
it
sort
sounds
of-
kind of funny.
yeah. I mean, if you want
is
to go
that
on
where
there,
you find porn?
that's where you find
anything.
like really shitty, like crazy porn, like fucking people getting fucked and shot in the head and little
And what
kids
is it?
and stuff like that.
Snuff films?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where people buy drugs and shit too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm aware of that one.
Steve's like, yeah, I know. That's
Oh,
where
yeah.
I get all my
That's
drugs.
where you get all your good drugs.
Welcome to the podcast. I'm
That
here
pa-
with Steve.
That pause.
Hello.
I'm here with Joe,
Hello.
and I'm here with Colby.
Buongiorno.
Don't fucking talk like that. Don't say those words.
Yeah.
You speak English.
Mhm.
You
Hey.
speak American on this fucking podcast.
Howdy, y'all.
We all speak American on this podcast. God damn, I love guns.
Ow, damn it. My gun just poked my hip. Ouch. Gotta take off my holster.
Oh, my cholesterol. I don't know what
That's
Americans
what
say.
Canadians think Americans are.
Diabetes.
I got the
Definitely
diabetes.
Our only subscribers aren't American, but
I
Sorry.
assume. Actually, like a good third of them are from the UK.
Oh.
And a bunch of them are Americans, so we piss them off. Or they're just like, yep, that's us. Shucks.
no, they're like, we don't care what those fucking igloo living motherfuckers say
The
about
ones we're
us.
making fun of are not the kind that use the internet.
Yeah,
This is
Or
true.
if they are, they're on like R Donald or something.
the Donald.
Or what's that? The red pill. You guys heard of the red pill?
Yeah, the red pill where it's like men who
No.
they're fucked up.
Yeah, it's basically like misogyny central.
Yeah.
My type of place. Don't go to the red pill.
No, it's
You're too, Joe. You're too old and to have had sex with a woman to go to the red pill.
yeah,
You don't need to
your
worry
time
about
has
it.
passed.
You have to be a young neckbeard having virgin
Neckbeard having.
with ideas about women but no practical knowledge.
Yeah.
Of how the world works.
Yes,
Like
or
Steve.
the vagina.
Yeah, like me.
He's a moderator on the red pill.
No, God, I was raised by women. Those assholes are. I know all about them.
I know their dirty tricks. They're lies.
Yeah, their secret move is to lock you down with like 2 kids, but all the guys have still left, so it's not really been working.
Oh my god.
So I'm thinking 3
3
kids.
kids?
You get
Yeah.
them, lock them down for 3.
No, I think the more kids you have, the more likely they're to
They'll
bail.
fuck off.
Yeah, it's like It's like one kid is like, this is hard. Well, I'm pregnant again.
Not as hard as me packing my suitcase. See ya.
Well, I'm just going to get some ice cream.
Gonna go get some cigarettes and lotto tickets. I'll see you later, Steve. Okay.
Okay, Dad. Play catch when you get home?
For sure, son.
For sure.
For sure.
Thanks, Dad. You're the best.
This is getting too real. Talk about some movies.
Start crying. Talk about some movies. Oh, I heard Guardians of the Galaxy 2 was hilarious. A lot of jokes.
I went to see it yesterday. It's great.
Better than the first?
Maybe like 1% better.
Right on.
It's as good or better. Depends on what you look for in the movie. Like
Sure.
for character development wise, it's better. Yeah, I thought it was really good. I liked it.
Cool.
The intro credit sequence is fucking fantastic, and music's good, and just the CGI is a lot better, obviously, because years have passed. Like Rocket looks really good now.
Oh, cool.
He looks like a real raccoon, and
Nice.
it's good.
I thought he
I
looked
enjoyed
pretty
it.
good in the first one, so
Yeah, it looks even better now.
yeah, cool.
Things get better. So no one else has seen it. I know Joe hasn't seen it because Joe sees fucking movies like a 45-year-old dad.
Yeah.
How
I don't
how does a
have access to
45-year-old
one of
dad-
them projection
It's
screens.
just like when he gets around to it.
Those
Oh, we're going
projection
to see.
screens.
Have you seen the new Star Wars movie? I saw with my grandkids. That's how Joe sees movies.
Yeah.
I went into the drive-in the other week.
And a colored man, sir.
Whoa.
Joe, you
Joe,
can't call him
That
racist.
was Colby. That was Colby.
No, no,
It was
no.
It was Kobe image.
I don't know. It was
you.
the accent, the mention of drive-through. I just immediately
I-
went to a racist place.
I said we went to the drive-in movie theater. That's as far
Yeah,
as I
that's-
got.
Yeah, no one serves you at
Silence.
those places. There's a little box by the thing. I couldn't do that. Can you imagine like the fidelity on that audio? It's probably terrible. It just comes in through a little box beside your window.
Yeah, but it's cool.
No, it's not.
Yeah, you're sitting in your car, you make out with your boyfriend, your girlfriend.
You're sitting. First of all, you're sitting in your car. You are hundreds of feet away from the screen, probably.
But
You got a piece of glass between you and the screen.
I bet you feel safe. It'd be awesome for a scary movie.
No. Yeah, because you just, well, I'm out of here. Drive away.
Drive away. Scary things can't get me.
Oh,
There'd just be some asshole honking.
Yeah, instead of
Like
cell
he
phones, you'd have like car honks.
Yeah, speaking of assholes, there was like this fucking. He had to be drunk. He was at the theater, and like every time it got remotely quiet, he'd be like, "I'm Groot," like this fucking like old
Wow.
50-year-old dude.
he
I
probably just does that at his home, and his kids are like, "You're so funny, Dad. You should go to
No,
the
this was
movie
like
theater."
an old. This dude was drunk. Like he had to be drunk. He was just like saying fucking dumb shit, and the thing that worried me is like, I honestly like in my head was like, I want to get up and just punch this guy in the head. I didn't want to like stand up and say, "Sir, can you please be quiet," or like, "Shut the fuck up." I just like I wanted just to like punch
him.
this guy in the head, just like one solid thump, and that's it. That was my problem solving solution in my head. So I shouldn't be like any sort of PR type person. My tolerance to people is so low now. It's so low.
It was low before.
It was low before. I might talk about it a bit later because it's actually kind of worrisome. But Guardians of the Galaxy 2, yes, go see it. Anything else recently people watch? There's been some movies coming out.
I went and saw Fate of the Furious.
Oh God, please tell me about it.
I actually really enjoyed it because I was getting all pissed off watching the trailers and shit because Dom was the bad guy, and I was like, hey, you can't turn the father of the family into the bad guy.
Well, of course he's not gonna be the bad guy.
But he was.
Let me
for
guess,
a
it was
little
like a
bit.
setup.
It was a setup.
Yeah, of course.
Do you want
seen
spoilers?
Do you want spoilers or what?
Yes. No. Don't spoiler the plot-heavy fucking Fate of the Furious that came out a month ago.
How many-
Don't worry about it. Go for it.
Was there a race?
I mean, I figured out. Yeah, we figured out the plot in like fucking a minute. So
Was there a car crash?
There was a bunch of car crashes.
yeah, was
There were
Paul
car
Walker in one of
crashes
them?
everywhere. No,
Oh.
no,
Well, that's a first.
no. But some like evil hacker chick.
It's still too soon. It's still too soon.
It's not. Fucking buckle up, kids.
Buckle up. It's gonna be a bumpy ride.
Yeah, especially for Paul Walker.
Oh, Jesus. Terrible.
When we were playing, what was that fucking Blood Bowl? Me and Steve were gonna play Blood Bowl when it first came out, and we never got around.
Fucking orc. Oh no, wait. What the fuck?
It's the Orcs versus Elves. It's Warhammer
Football
30K, 40K football game.
Okay. Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
And there's an all undead team, and I was gonna call it the Paul Walker All Stars.
Oh my god.
And that was like 2 years ago when that was still like fresh.
Yeah,
so
fresh. It really
That's
hurt
my
me.
limits. Yeah.
You see, we're almost at 2,100 subs.
Yeah, we
That's
are.
exciting.
It is. I got a massive boner.
Good.
And it's not related to that, but
Just related to talking to Steve.
yeah. No, definitely not.
You said yeah.
Yeah.
I am
No takesies, backsies.
pretty sure I'm not gay at this point. I'd be
Never know.
terrible. Hmm?
You say never know. Some guys just come out.
No,
Like, yeah.
I really like women, and I really don't like guys. I figured it out
Guys
like
are
a
gross.
long time ago. Like, so when I was younger, I used to draw a lot, and my ability to draw women is light years ahead of my ability to draw men. So I mean, that was it.
That's a
dude.
good sign.
Like, this is fun, and it's like, I gotta draw a guy. Done.
Done. Look at that six pack.
It not even.
Look at that
It's a
six-pack.
box with a head on it. It's a rectangle with a head on it.
Hey,
was
and
just
I don't need to
imagining
brag,
a
but
line on the stomach, and then like two
two
horizontal
lines just
lines.
going across. Check out my six pack.
I don't want to see Steve's artwork, but I kind of do now. Other movies.
He's says he's a really good artist, but not really. And when he doesn't do a good art piece, he just blames it on his brothers. It's kind of sad.
My best art piece was this big Avengers comic book. No, not comic book. Sorry, like a children's Avengers coloring book, but it was like gigantic, and I spent like 3 hours working on it.
Coloring it.
Yeah, and I was like, "Fuck, that looks so good," and I'm like, "Shit, what's wrong with me?" I just like I was watching. Yeah, that's right. I was watching Suits, and fucking went way too hard on this drawing. But it was fun.
And it was gorgeous.
Yeah,
You should show us so we can link it on the internet.
I think I ripped it up.
Okay. Well. Or your mom did in front of you.
She's like,
This is
nope.
terrible.
No, she hung it on
she
the
sent me
fridge.
to a
And then,
Pray the Gay Away camp. That was not fun.
Speaking of Pray to Gay Away, have you heard about like them doing that in Russia? Like literally?
Well, I know they really don't like the gays over there.
Yeah, they have. I didn't read too much about it, but I read like the Cliff Note version, and it was just like things they're doing to remove gayness, like programs that they do. So like one is based on a religion, and another one's just like a program. And I didn't read all the steps, but the last step is to basically force the person to have sex with the person of the opposite gender.
oh,
So I'm going to Russia, and
no.
I'm going to pretend to be gay.
Yeah, but you have to go through 10 steps of being fucking beaten, and I imagine other crazy steps.
I don't know, man. Some hot Russian women might be worth it.
Could be.
Yeah. And then I'll be like, I'm still pretty gay. Can I get the last step again?
Can I-
Oh, this is the
Can I
worst.
get the last step again?
That would fucking suck, though. Like, imagine you're just like, if that was
Imagine
flipped,
if you
you're
were
like,
gay.
fuck,
That's
we're
horrible.
making everybody gay. It's like, I just want to sleep with women, though. Is that okay? Nope. End of this fucking process. You're going to fuck a dude. Like,
No,
I don't
That's
want
not a thing.
Yeah, but that's
Like-
how it is for gay guys who have to fuck a chick. They're like, gross.
No, I don't think it's worse. I think a gay guy could like, I don't know. Maybe this is really like horrible thing to think, but I think being forced to fuck a woman is a lot nicer than being forced to fuck a dude. We're gross. We're just gross. Okay. Women are nice. They smell good usually. They're nice to look at. Guys are just. Maybe that's part of the appeal.
Yeah, but
for
that's
gay
for
guys.
us.
I don't know.
We are like, yeah, women look good. But a guy is
But
like,
generally, gay guys like women too. Like,
yeah, they
hang
like
out
them
with
as friends, but they're like, oh, our gay friend, whenever a vagina's brought up, you just see him cringe. He's like, he just peeks in his mouth. He just thinks it's the most disgusting thought.
Well, that's overkill. Cause when people bring up dicks around me, I'm not like, I don't want to talk about dicks. Dicks is fucking stupid.
Dicks are
I don't know.
gross.
Maybe it's something with age too, because I noticed like when you make like jokes like that around young guys, they're like, "Oh, I don't do that sort of thing." That's what makes those jokes funny.
Acting all
Makes it really
macho.
awkward.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm a pussy. Fucking I'm pounding the pussy. So yeah, they do that, and I think that's fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I do understand, like, no matter how nice women are to anyone, just being forced to imagine being those women too. It's gonna be weird.
Yeah.
Getting fucked by someone who really doesn't want to fuck you.
Well, what if
Like,
what
who
if
do they even get?
they're lesbians? The women that they
Like, what
get.
type of
yeah.
job is that? Yeah, they're lesbians, and
lesbians
they
have
just
to
they're
fuck
killing
the
two
gay
birds with
dudes.
one stone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm watching Shameless on Netflix, this TV show, and that actually happens. So it's kind of funny.
Is it kind of funny?
Well, no, the guy's straight, but yeah, it's watch Shameless. It's very funny.
Okay, I won't.
You should
No, I don't
watch
think
it.
I'll watch it.
Oh, fuck! I
Tell me what to do.
blew at the mic.
Joe, did you say tell me what to do or
No,
don't tell
I
me
said,
what
don't
to
tell me what to do.
do? No.
You're not my dad. Don't tell
Put
me
your
what to
collar
do.
on,
Tell
Joe,
me
and
what
go
to
to your
do.
corner. I'll be there soon.
Yeah, Steve, tell me what to do.
I just did.
How do you like it? Canada-U.S. trade things are heating up. Colby wanted to talk about it in video, so now he's going to talk about it now. Go, Colby.
The I think the 20% tariff on Canadian lumber, meaning everything else is gonna start freaking going up, housing, food, bullshit. But
Bullshit.
what's his nuts there? Pretty boy says
Trudeau?
he's no.
Trump?
We'll just say Pretty Boy. We don't say his name. He's
Voldemort?
Gonna start he who shall not be named are gonna start taxing the dairy going out of the country and stuff, and I think it's gonna turn into like a tax war back and forth.
Yeah, it seems like it's escalating from what I've read. Like, I really don't. Canadian politics bore me, honestly.
Little bit.
So I don't really follow it too much. I don't care. I'm not selling trees to anyone, so
Yeah,
I'll pay more taxes. I'll pay less taxes. Whatever. I'm not going anywhere, so they can do whatever the fuck they want.
We live
Um,
here, and that's how much we care
That's
about
not a good
our
way
politics.
to think.
Yeah.
But hey,
It's not a good way to what, Steve? Finish your sentence I don't give a shit about? Go ahead.
I finished it, bud. I said that's not a good way to think.
Why?
Because this is your fucking country. You should be.
Are we going anywhere? You leaving?
No, but you should
So
know
no matter what
which
happens,
party
you're
wants
fucking-
to do
you're
what.
you're
You
gonna
can
deal with
support
it.
the one you think is right.
I can tell you
they're
something.
they're
you
never
tell me.
any of them.
I've
that
never
are right.
voted once in my life.
Oh, well then, yeah, never mind. You shouldn't ever
I don't give
complain
a fuck.
about politics.
I'm not complaining about politics.
I know. That's
I was
good.
giving Colby an avenue to talk about it. I don't give a fuck. I actually follow American politics more than I follow our own because theirs are more interesting. I think because they're.
More
They have-
dramatic.
I think it's because they have a two-party system, which makes it a lot easier to follow what's going on. We have like fucking 8,000 parties in Canada, which has like led
This
to
is true.
Ridiculous minority governments for like the past few years, or at least. Well, I don't know if it's been recently, but I remember throughout the early Martin years and shit like that, there's all these minority governments. So it's like, guess what? We're having another election. Like, I can't keep up with this shit, and I don't care. Like, I'm not going anywhere, so I'll be here fucking paying my taxes, and you guys figure it out.
You guys figure that shit out. It's not my job.
And Trump has made America so bad in certain areas. Financially, they're doing okay because that's whatever. Go figure. Big companies like Trump, crazy. But I mean, like progressively, they're just a dumpster fire right now.
Yeah.
So no matter how bad we are, we still look good.
Yep.
Yep.
Like no
Compared to
matter
our
how much
neighbors.
people dislike Trudeau right now, it's just like, well,
He's no Trump.
could be worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not Trump. And he cockblocked Trump, which I'll give him points for. That was a good one with the handshake.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
The handshake
Shut down
thing.
hard.
He did something else cool recently. I can't remember what it was. Trudeau did something cool. What did he do?
Trudeau has achieved 44 of his 224 promises. He's broken 30 of them. 63 are in progress, and 87 aren't started yet.
Yeah,
Shit,
Okay.
he's been in office for 551 days. Look at that.
it's a lot of days.
So many. There's something he didn't do though.
He's so pretty.
There's one I really.
So pretty.
He was supposed to change the voting system. I forget what it was called.
All right, so I'm not gay, but maybe from Justin Trudeau.
Just because that power.
Just for him.
Who's not gonna fuck the prime minister?
Man's got power.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of political stuff, North Korea, South Korea. Is anyone following that?
South Korea.
Nope.
What's
North
going
Korea,
on there?
South Korea. North Korea is still doing missile stuff, and then like the Americans were like, okay, we're gonna put I think they got a submarine near them or something. So if like you do anything interesting, like we're just gonna shoot down your shit. And I think globally, people kind of look at North Korea as like a joke, basically, and they kind of are, right? Like they keep saying they're gonna do all this crazy shit, and people are like, okay, calm down. Like what? They're like a little brother, basically. But I read a post from a South Korean person, and he was basically saying like, this is funny for everyone else, but it's fucking terrifying for us because South Korea is the primary target, right?
Yeah.
And they don't have to do much to get at South Korea. They don't have to fly a missile very far. It only has to go a few miles.
Yeah.
And like a nuclear missile, like just a couple hundred miles, and that's it. South Korea ain't that big. So
Where
like,
was it? Tokyo or I forget. I was reading about how like people will just have like a 10-minute warning, maybe as little as 5 minutes, like for where the missile would fucking hit in from North Korea. I'm like, fuck, that's not a lot of time to get out of the area.
Yeah, it's all very compact and a lot of people in that small area.
Yeah,
so
pretty fucked.
Americans go like, well, that missile's not even gonna hit us. It's like, well, fucking, you're not the target.
Yeah.
The millions and millions of people in South Korea are the target, and I think that's what scares. It's scary for them. So, yeah, the point the guy was getting across was like, this might be funny to you, but it's like a nightmare scenario that could happen like any day. All they have to do is get it kind of right. So
yeah, get it, fucking just launch it in their general direction.
So I was reading about Mount Everest today. You guys heard of this place?
That's the big one.
That's the big crater on the moon, right?
That is the big crater on the moon. That's right.
Okay,
that's not right.
That's what I remembered from science class.
Well, your science class is wrong.
Is he being serious right now?
No.
Okay. I don't know.
God.
Maybe you're really dumb. I don't know.
If that was the truth, ooh.
Colby, I play the dumb character around here, so fucking pick something else.
Do you know the name
Porky?
of the super high mountain on Mars?
Olympus?
Keep going.
Olympia?
You're right the first time.
Oh,
You
okay.
finished. It's Olympus Mons.
Oh, I was close.
I can't remember how tall it is, but it's apparently the tallest like geographical feature in the solar system.
Probably.
It's pretty big. But anyways, Mount Everest, I was reading this story about the dead people on Mount Everest. So you guys heard of this?
Yeah, there's fucking tons. They
Yeah,
use them as
there's
like markers.
There's 200 plus dead people on Mount Everest because removing the bodies is such, it costs like thousands of dollars and it risks the lives of people, so they just don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
So like people going up on Mount Everest were like routinely will see dead bodies, and like they're telling the story. There's like a couple ones that are just like landmarks. There's one, I think they've been removed, some of them, the more famous ones, but there's one called like Green Boots, because the guy had green boots. He died in like 1996, and he had this cave. So basically, he was like right on one of the trails too. So you basically have to step over green boots to keep climbing fucking Mount Everest. Jeez. And there was another one where it's like a dead woman who's like down this hill, and they called her Sleeping Beauty because once again, you didn't step over her, but you walk by her, and these people are basically landmarks. And there was another one where it's just like this valley or ravine, and it's just full of bodies. There's like half a dozen or more.
And like shit.
Yeah, colorful backpacks and shit like that, and just you can't get there because it's such a ordeal to get bodies out of there. They say the best time to move the bodies when they die, because the longer they're there, the more they freeze to the mountain and get like buried and shit like that. But it just seems so weird to me because it's like they walk by, they step over these bodies, and there's really nothing they can do about it. It's just like an accepted thing. If I die, leave me on the mountain.
Yeah,
and
that's your plot of land now. You died there. That belongs to you.
Oh, look at Green Boots. You go past Green Boots, then you go see Small Dick Steve, then you go see Sleeping Beauty.
But that was the thing too. Like,
Man, the mountain's just
Someone
gonna be
mentioned-
like full of bodies one day.
Well, one of the mountain climbers says like it's interesting, but it's horrible because one day you're saying goodbye to your kids at the airport, and the next day, or like a week later, you're green boots.
Yeah.
You're just a
Yeah.
picture,
Yeah.
you're a
Could be.
picture on the internet that people have given like a nickname to.
Yeah.
That's true.
My kids,
And then-
I'm off to be a dank meme.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, they did an interview with the son of the Sleeping Beauty, who's a woman, and how like she had one conversation with him before she left, where she was like, because she was attempting to be the first woman to climb Everest without oxygen.
Oh shit.
So apparently she made it. I think she actually
like
made
on
it.
her way down.
Yeah, a lot of climbers actually die on their way down.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But she had like a conversation with her son, who was like 11 at the time, and she was like, if you don't want me to go, just say so. And he was like, no, because you'll never. I don't want you to be like 80 years old and come back or 80 years old and feel kind of resentful because I said not to go. And then apparently he had a nightmare that night about like a snowstorm and stuff like that. And she called him and she's like, no, you're right, I should go. And he was like about to change, tell her that he changed his mind, but he never did. And she never came back. And then he's talking about how she was just a picture on the internet for like 20 years. Like, oh, this person, this dead person. He's like, that's my mom. She's dead on this mountain.
Yeah.
And that's got to be like it's weird. Like, it's creepy. It's like a real life creepy thing, I think, when you go up on the mountain and there's just dead people. Like, that could be me.
Yeah, that's gotta be tough for the kid. You gotta think, if you're gonna climb that mountain too, you gotta be mentally prepared to be like, you have a chance of dying, but you gotta think you're passing by all these people who did die, who
thought
are
they were
good climbers, who
yeah, and who thought exactly the same as you were. Like, it's not going to happen to me.
and
they're
there's
dead.
200 times where it did happen to them,
Yeah.
right?
And yeah, there was this big disaster in '96 where like 8 climbers died at once, and one was a guide of a company, and one of the guys he works with still goes up the mountain. He can see his body every time he goes up the mountain. He's gone like 15, 16 times since. He says it's strange because that's my friend, and they're so well preserved. That's the other thing too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just
'Cause
like
it's-
frozen.
Yeah, there's not a lot of weather
Not
up on the mountain.
decomposing and shit. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
and
it
the
just freezes you,
atmosphere, yeah.
preserves you, and like snow will blow on. They'll get snowed on, but then the snow will eventually blow back off, and so it's just like this perfectly preserved corpse for like sometimes like 20 years, like you said. The guy who they call Green Boots was eventually removed, but he was there for like 20 years, and I saw a picture, and it's like it just looks like a dude sleeping.
Jesus.
That's nuts.
So yeah, it's really morbid.
It's
But
crazy.
it's kind of like fascinating in a way. That just like the mentality, like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. And the other thing they're talking about is just all this like the garbage on the mountain, just like shit everywhere, basically.
Oh, like people just shitting on the mountain.
Yeah, and it doesn't go anywhere. There's no rain to like wash it away or anything. It just freezes.
Yeah, and like they're not
There's,
gonna
like,
take
little-
it out. They're just gonna leave it.
Yeah, because it's too much. Like to go up and down, even Everest, which has become kind of like a commercial thing. Like 5,000 people have climbed Everest now. It's not a big deal. I mean, still, like we couldn't do it, but
Yeah.
anyone that like takes the time and more importantly the money to like
Yeah,
get
it
in
is
shape.
very expensive to climb the mountain.
Yeah, I heard it's like $10,000 just to get a license
Yeah.
to climb it. It's big business. Like that's a big business there. But like a 13-year-old kid has climbed Everest, and like a 13-year-old kid has climbed Everest, and like the oldest person to do is like 80.
Holy shit.
So, I mean, well, a lot of people do it. Like they hire these big companies, like big adventure companies that like basically help them up and give them the guides and
Mhm.
oxygen, all this stuff. So, I mean, you still have to be in shape and you still have to be trained, but it's not like
not
the
as
olden
big
days
of a
where you
deal.
yeah.
Gotcha.
I mean, it's not like K2 or anything, which is like fucking still a nightmare of a mountain. K2 is the second highest mountain in the world,
Oh.
but it's considered
didn't know
like the
that.
most dangerous by far.
Where's K2?
They're all in that mountain range.
Oh, okay.
Or in that area in like Tibet and the Himalayas and all that shit. They're all kind of relatively close, within a few thousand miles of each other. I can't remember the names of the mountain ranges, but it's like
Where-
they call them the 8,000ers. They're like 14 mountains over 8,000 meters, and they're all in the same area in the world, all kind of around Everest and shit like that.
Damn.
So
That's pretty
that's their
cool.
business. But yeah, K2 is like considered like the craziest, the hardest, and it's got like the highest fatality rate, I think.
Shit.
So
Damn.
it's one people don't fuck around with. But yeah, that was really interesting. I like. I don't know. I was just reading Wikipedia. And sometimes I just have you gone? I call it going down the rabbit hole where you're like, I want to read about something. For some
Oh yeah,
reason,
and
I
then
wanted.
you're like a new link. You're like, oh shit, that's interesting too.
Yeah.
And then you
Yeah.
learn about something else. And you're like,
Yeah, I was reading. For some reason, I wanted to read about K2 because I remember it's something like I talked about with friends when I was in high school. So I went from K2 to Everest, and then I saw the mention of green boots. I was like, what? That's crazy. And then like about the bodies, and then I found like a big BBC report about like all the dead bodies and the cleanup and stuff, and like reading all that, and it was just like it seemed. I don't know. It just seemed crazy to me that we're allowed to. That people are allowed to go up there and there's still like 200 bodies up there, but like I said, they can't clean them up. There's no way to really get them off.
what do you mean, like, not a bad resting place? Mount Everest. It's like, hey, where is he buried? Oh,
At the top.
I mean, if you're the dead guy, it doesn't matter because you're dead.
yeah, I guess.
I think it's just more of like the impact on other people.
Yeah, it would
Like,
suck
one
not
of the-
having like an actual place you can visit. It's like, okay, how much is it gonna cost us to go fucking see Johnny or whatever?
Yeah, one guy was talking about how he went up the mountain and he saw one of the dead bodies, and he's just like, "This is not like this doesn't the glory kind of like diminished." And he's just like, "This is not what I want to be part of." And he actually turned around and went home.
Sees the dead body. He's like, nope.
Well, it wasn't that he got
because
scared.
of the dead bodies, just because.
Yeah, he was just like, we're
feeling of the mountain changed.
yeah, it's like it didn't seem as glorious anymore. It was just like just dead people all around there. And the fact that like a lot of them, they don't even know who they are. They guess because so many people died in there, and a lot of people die alone. A lot of people get left behind. Like that's another thing that I was reading about too. Like you go up there with like 8 people and like you're so drained. Like imagine the hardest thing you've ever done in your life and then multiply that by like 100. That's how like drained those people are when they come down. Where like you're down to your 1% health basically. So any action you take to help someone else will probably kill you too. So when
Yeah.
other people get to that point, they're just like, and the climbers themselves know it too. They're like, you know what? Don't help me because if you help me,
You're
2 of you are
die
going to
too.
die.
Yeah.
So they just leave them there to die.
Yeah, and that's gonna be tough. You're like, I went up to Jim. The Jim's dead now.
But they don't know to die. There's a guy there was a guy who wrote a book, and he said he's been left to die twice, and he's managed to walk back down the mountain and survive. And he said, and he basically doesn't have any ill will because
Yeah.
that's like
That's like
I
the
guess, like, the code.
unspoken rule.
It's
Yeah.
code.
because
Code.
maybe he survived, but maybe if like someone stayed to help him, maybe they die.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a lot of talk about mountain climbing. Mount Everest, just don't do it. Don't go
No
mountain
yawning,
climbing.
motherfucker.
No, I was
Tired.
gasping at the Mount Everest of
No,
mist.
you were yawning.
You tired bitch.
a long
Tim
week.
Hortons opening in Britain. Thoughts?
What?
Tim Hortons
What?
is going to Britain?
Yeah. Apparently they're
Well,
opening a
fucking
London
Burger
location.
King owns Tim Hortons now anyway, so fuck it, doesn't matter.
You think
Well-
that's part of it then?
Huh?
Probably.
No, I mean, it's just like, it's not a Canadian business anymore. It doesn't matter where it goes.
I'm more curious as to how it is. It's still Canadian though.
Yeah.
It's a distinctly
a
Canadian
Canadian
business.
a Canadian started it, Steven.
Yeah, but who owns it now?
Who gives a fuck? It's part of Canadian history. Double, please. Everyone
And then they
knows
shouldn't have
that.
sold it.
Yeah, those guys are rich though. Tim Horton is rich.
Yeah. I would have sold it.
You totally would have sold it. If fucking Burger King came up to you and said like, "Here's $8 billion for your fucking
What
franchise,"
did you say?
you'd be like,
$80,000? Yeah.
$80,000.
you'd be
Little
fucking,
higher.
Fuck yeah. But I'm saying Tim Hortons distinctly Canadian. Like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a Canadian.
Yeah.
It may not be owned by Canadians, but it's very Canadian
I agree with that.
style restaurant.
Coffee, donuts. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. If it's going to Britain, how's the coffee gonna do? 'Cause
Well, that's
they're
what I
all
mean. Like,
about
how's
tea.
it gonna succeed in Britain?
It's
Well, I'm
all
sure they'll
about
have
the
tea.
tea.
It's not
Yeah.
always about that. They
They
drink
have
coffee
tea
in
here.
Britain.
But they have their tea time in their fancy teas and I don't know.
I don't know. I follow a lot of British people on YouTube, and they're much more North Americanized than I think we think they are. Like, they got Five Guys there and shit like that, and they eat donuts. So.
They eat donuts.
They eat
Holy
donuts.
fuck, they're just like us.
They're not drinking tea and fucking dipping fucking
Crumpets.
scones.
I
and
think they are. I've seen Sherlock.
I think I know a bit about Britain
Yeah.
from watching Sherlock.
I thought Steve was gonna go in like, oh, I saw Mary Poppins.
No, I didn't see that shit.
Oh, there was a good Mary Poppins reference in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Was there?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Is that why I'm seeing
God.
all the memes right now?
Yeah, it doesn't really spoil anything. What's his... the blue guy.
Rook?
I already forgot.
Oh,
Rook?
Batista?
Michael Rooker's character. No, Michael Rooker's character, like Batu or whatever his name is.
Yondu.
He's using his like arrow to fly down, like hover down.
Oh.
And Chris Pratt's like, "You look like Mary Poppins." And he's like, Michael Rooker's like, "Mary Poppins? Who's he?
Who's he?
Is he cool?"
Is he cool?
Yeah. Chris Pratt says he's very cool.
Very cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Fuck, I want to
listen.
watch this.
Yeah, there's some good stuff in that movie. Games. Start with Steve, 'cause it's usually the quickest.
I started to play Smite again, I think.
Exciting.
You think?
One of the 3 games Steve plays: Smite, Overwatch, and
There's a third
Dance Dance Revolution.
one? Dance Revolution. My man.
whatever we make him play.
Yeah. I've got at least 1 hour gameplayed in many games.
At least 1
made
hour.
1 hour recording time.
How's Smite? Has it changed?
It's changed a bit. Fucking, they like changed the item look of some of them. So I'm like, holy shit! Where's meditation? Where's this item I need? And like, there's just too many new things. I don't know how to make builds anymore.
Mm.
But I try.
You don't play Heroes of the Storm with your buddy Colby.
I fucking hate the view of it. I need to be like third person. I'm not crazy about the like, what is it, eagle view or overview?
The AKA the standard
MOBA
view.
Yeah, I'm not. I fucking hate League of Legends. I just can't get used to it.
It doesn't take long. I've gotten used to it pretty fast, and I didn't
mean,
like
if
I didn't
you
like
played
League
any
of Legends for
RTSs.
that reason.
What's that?
Well,
Josh?
all those games are based on RTSs. Like, Dota was originally a StarCraft mod, so that's why most of those games are in that top-down mode. So if you played RTSs, you're kind of used to that already. So I guess, well, Steve doesn't play.
Well, I
games.
played Age of Empires too.
Well, there you go.
That's different though.
Same, but different.
Same view but different.
Different.
It's all right not to like League of Legends. It's fine.
How's the dick doing, Joe?
So what?
You heard me.
Salty?
Salty?
Using your own dick.
I don't know how to answer that question.
Kobe, go games.
I joined the late bandwagon on Witcher 3.
Oh, yeah.
I like it. I like those style of games. Dragon Age, I love that one.
We can talk about Dragon Age or
I got
Fate.
a demo though that I haven't tried yet. It's called Prey. It looks
Prey. That just
it
came
looks
out.
yeah, it looks spacey and kind of pretty cool, but I didn't.
Fairly good ratings. It's on. It's a first-person shooter. I don't know if I could just play straight up first-person shooters anymore, but it looks interesting at least.
It does. And then what was it? High Res just came out with Paladins. And
Paladins.
I think it's like it looks like
Their version of Overwatch.
Yeah, that's the Overwatch knockoff, isn't it?
Yeah.
That they're gonna say is not a knockoff, but it's a knockoff.
and it looks exactly like a knockoff, but I don't know. I'm gonna try it. It looks pretty fun, so give her a shot.
Yeah, I played The Witcher 3. I have like, I did like two almost halfway playthroughs of The Witcher 3. I played it halfway and then I stopped playing it. And then I started again and I was just like, I got to start from the beginning. So I started and I got all the way through. And I was actually playing recently. And I just can't get wrapped up in it. And I've seen like a few people mention this before. And the only thing I can think of is because it's an RPG, but you don't play your own character. You play Geralt. And I think that's the problem I have with the game. Is when I play an RPG, I like to make everything, like from the appearance, from like the class, because the classes are, there's not even a class.
Yeah,
It's
no, you're
kind of like,
just.
what do you want Geralt to do?
I gotcha. Well, but there's the. Have you played like the first or second one?
I played a bit of the first one and not much of the second one.
Actually, wait, no, that doesn't really matter either, because in the first and second one, aren't you Geralt as well?
Yeah, you're Geralt throughout the whole series.
Yeah, so never mind. I'm just gonna ignore that. What I was gonna say. So.
Well, I mean, people go on about the strong story, and I think the story's so strong because they don't have to compensate for having different protagonists. It's always going to be Geralt, and he's always kind of the same guy. And you can make decisions and stuff, and there's like there's a good choice system. And there's a lot of RP elements, but I think it falls for me because it's not my character. I'm playing someone else's character that I can kind of choose what they're doing.
Yeah.
So I think that's where I get, like, I'd much rather play Fallout 4, which is like heresy to some people, but Fallout 4 I can completely design my character. I can make a story for them. I can go off and do my own thing and not even interact with the main story. It was the same with Skyrim and just those even like Mass Effect. Like you're a shepherd or yes you're a rider, but you could still, I'm a girl or I'm a guy or I'm in this class or I'm trying these things, so it still feels like you're a character in the end. I think that's the issue I have with The Witcher 3. Still a great game. I will finish it one day, but
I will finish it one day. It is hard.
it's hard to get me into it. Joe.
I've been playing an invasion mod pack for Minecraft. Pretty crazy. Playing some Overwatch. Some Skyrim. I think those are the top three.
But not the Super Edition.
I don't need the Super Edition.
It's just better, Joe. I thought it wouldn't be. I thought, like, a lot of people when it came out were like, oh, it's just gonna be the same thing, and who needs the texture upgrades because the mods made it look good anyways. But the fact that it's just the engine is so much more stable. I just piled on like 100 mods and it runs like a dream, which was always the thing I liked about Fallout 4 is it handled modding so well. Whereas like the old Fallouts and the old Skyrim, if you kind of fucked around with it too much, it would just turn into a crashing nightmare.
Yeah, I don't put on too many mods anyway, so.
Well, then you're playing it wrong.
I put on like
Fuck
5. That's it. Nothing.
I have
much.
200 mods installed
Holy shit.
for Fallout 4.
That's a lot of mods.
200.
Yeah.
It's the only way to play the game.
No.
It is the best way. Because they change so much. It's not just like new guns and like new fucking places to go and new armor. It's just like, oh, it's just so great. You don't know. It's like a drug. Once you start modding and going to like the top list, you're like, oh yeah, I'll have that. It's like, new knife animations? Yeah, I'll take
Give me
that.
a hit of that mod. Give me a hit of
Because
that.
all you have to do is click it. It's like, oh, something that fucking, I can make
All you have
any
to
armor.
do is click
Just
it.
put it in your mouth. I mean, click it.
Yeah, you just click it. It's like, oh, I can fucking, a mod that lets me bottle water at any pump. Like, that should be in the game anyways. I'll just click on that, and I have that now. It's just all these things that just make sense. Or let you cheat. Or let you have gigantic tits if you want to have gigantic tits. Yeah. You want gigantic... Geralt can't have gigantic tits.
No, he can't. No.
Yeah. Actually, there might be a mod for that. There are some mods for Witcher 3. I doubt that's one of them, though.
Yeah, I
Doubt
doubt
that's
that.
You never know.
I've been playing Fallout 4. I've been doing a series for the channel.
Yeah, I've been
Where-
noticing that.
The series, if I die, the series is over.
Oh.
I can tell you, that series is over. It's not on the channel yet, but the series is over.
Done.
Really
Done. Spoiler alerts. Spoiler alerts, everyone.
It was gonna end at some point.
It was pretty close to the last episode I watched. I was like, oh, this is done.
It was sooner than I thought. It's still probably like another, I don't want to say, but it's a few more episodes. It's not like it's going to end next episode. There's actually quite a bit more. But I died in such a way where I was just like, I could just start recording again and no one would know. Because I didn't mind dying, but I didn't want to die the way I died. Like, it was stupid. And I was just like,
this is not the way to go.
Yeah, I was just like, for the sake of entertainment, I should do this better. But at the same time, it's like, no, I'm a man of my word. I'm a man of honor. And
I'm a man of honor.
I died like a bitch, and I just made mistakes with that character. I tried things I normally wouldn't have tried. I didn't make the best survival character I could have made. I wanted to try too many things, and that was a stupid way to play the game. So I might do it again, or I might not. I was actually surprised how many people watched it and like commented it on it. There was like a lot of interest for something that I didn't link anywhere. I just had it on I just put it on the channel. I was like, yeah, 30 people want to watch this. Go ahead, but it's actually been quite a bit more. I think it's the only game. Oh, I did play a bit of Road to 56 for Hearts of Iron 4, and I'm probably gonna make Joe play that at some point because that's fucking. It's great. it's now the only way to play Hearts of Iron 4.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's so good. Not just like the fact that it extends the timeline of the game by another like 8 years, but just all the new technology that makes so much sense, like desert clothing and jungle troops and shit like that. Like it's
8
such
years.
A
That's crazy. That's like a whole nother game added on.
Yeah, like I played my game with Iran, and it's like 1948, I guess, and I'm like, ugh, it feels so late in the game. I was like, no, this is like halfway through the game. Germany's been knocked out. I'm at war with Britain, and I've taken over India and stuff like that, and it's pretty cool.
That's crazy.
And just like, yeah, and like all the new like things that happen in the world that if you played Hearts of Iron as much as I have, you kind of notice the same things happening. Like the Hindenburg explodes, and that's the Amelia Earhart. That thing comes up like every fucking game. Now there's like there's new ones like Czechs build bunkers and stuff like that, and I'm just like, oh, this is all new. This is cool. So. But
I think we need to do some more Honeycam Studio because these fucking perverts, they get quite a bit of views.
There's the original Honeycam game we could try too, the one that we originally were. But there's like a fucking.
This time I play and you give me tips.
Yeah, sure. Maybe it'll be better because like the mini game in it, it's like fucking Tetris or some bullshit like that. It's like I don't want to do that. I just want to see tits.
I just want to see tits.
Well, that's just like how my life is now. I don't want to work for fucking to see tits. Just show me the tits.
Just give me the tits. Yeah, holy shit, they're like the most viewed besides like the Civ stuff. This one has 368. Yeah, the thumbnails, of course.
It's the thumbnails. So I guess the last thing I wanted to talk about before we go, because we're getting up to an hour, was Steve and Joe will remember. Colby won't because it's before his time, though Steve might have told me before. A long time ago, we were in the act of making a series called Dragon Spear.
Ooh.
And we got pretty deep into it. Like, we wrote 2 scripts.
Yeah, you and I got together after work and, like, we put some time into that.
I built a castle!
Yeah, we built a lot of stuff. We actually filmed a lot of stuff. And in the end, well, I almost sang a song. In the end, nothing really mattered. In the end, nothing really mattered. Honestly, it was a fucking mess, and I got it all in a folder, and I was trying to edit it. I was like, if I even fucking try and do this, I'm going to lose my fucking mind. It was just a mess. We were supposed to get 10 minutes out of probably 3 hours of footage, and the voice acting was, what's a nice way to say shit?
Real poopy like.
I don't think I was even in it until the end when I was there with all the ducks, so it couldn't be my fault. Although I remember that part of the ducks.
I'm not a voice actor. I'm just Joe.
I went back and I read the script, and I was just like, this is actually not as good as I thought it was at the time. And it was just, we did it in such a way that it was just doomed to be a nightmare. It had some good parts, though. And For some reason, I just started watching Rick and Morty. Has anyone seen
show.
Rick and Morty?
Great show.
I
Love
don't.
it.
I'm not crazy
Joe?
about it. I've seen a couple episodes.
You're not crazy about it, Steve?
I think it's fucking weird. I've only seen a couple. I was like,
I
I
think because you're
fucking
more
don't
Morty
like this.
than Rick, so.
That's why I love it. It's so random and happenstance. I'm like, this is just, it's just
I
awesome.
think I saw it after doing drugs, and I just got to put a bad taste in my mouth, and I don't
It
like
reminds
this.
me of like a more modern Harvey Birdman Attorney at Law is what it kind of reminds me of.
Yeah. Rick and Morty's done by Dan Harmon and Justin Roiland. Roiland?
Yeah.
Roiland does like basically the character and like a lot of the writing, but he does the voices of Rick and Morty. Dan Harmon though he's the guy. He did Community,
Yeah.
which a lot of people have heard of, and he does Rick and Morty. And it was interesting to see, because I read a lot about them, like how they work together. Because Roiland's like basically crazy. Like he's not insane, but he's got all these like fucking crazy dark ideas. And Harmon's like a really funny guy, but he's also got this really like structured writing style. And I was reading about the writing style today, about how he calls it like the story embryo, and basically it's just how he makes a story work. Because a lot of people write stories and it's just crazy, and they got all these crazy ideas, and they mash them together, and they just don't come out well in the end. People just don't know how to write for like episodic television or film, and he just came up with this very simple system where you divide a story into 8 parts, and it basically has a start, a middle, and an end. And I was reading about how he did it, and I was like, okay, that makes sense. And then I kind of started looking back at the Dragon Spear idea, because remember we were talking about like I think the future of YouTube is less of what we're doing now, because what we're doing now that's going to Twitch. Twitch does it way better. They pay their fucking dudes way more. YouTube is just fucking over like
Yeah, a lot of the makers and shit creators.
yeah.
Here.
And I think I think things that are more creative do better on YouTube, especially if you're small. Like I think the Let's Play crowd is kind of settled. I think those people have found their channels, and it's actually kind of going back. But there's always going to be room for creative thing. And while I don't necessarily 100% want to go back and do Dragon Spear again, I think what we learned from that was something we can use going forward. Like I still like the idea of doing something episodic, but I see all the mistakes we made. One of the mistakes we made is because we had just come off of doing
Mole Town.
So we were still kind of in the mindset of everyone's got to play their character. That's kind of how we designed it initially. Everyone was going to play their characters, and we were going to use the different camera angles. But now they look back and I go, that was fucking insane. Like everyone should have just been like puppeteers.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
better,
Like, there's
everyone-
no
and then
reason why
see who
Joe
could play the best character. Yeah, like what if Joe could do the 3 characters in this scene like just better than any of us could do one of them?
No, it's not even that. It's just like, why does Joe have to play Joe's character? Why can't Joe just fucking walk around and do the head up and down on my dude?
Mm-hmm.
'Cause
Didn't we
one of the
figure that
problems
out
we
near
had-
the last bit of it? Didn't we start doing it then?
Kind of, but
yeah,
I mean, we still had.
realized that, but then we stopped and we Dragon
It
Spear
was just
kinda
too
died.
late by that point. It was just it was a ball of snow that had already crushed us. Like the fact that Steve was recording anything was fucking pointless, because why did we need to? He was basically recording footage so I could be in it, which made no sense. Like, why did I even?
Like
have to
I
play
could
a
have, you
character?
could have recorded and you could have saw it perfectly how you wanted to. And you could be like, okay, awesome.
Yeah,
Like I mean,
and
you're
plus I
gonna
would
do all the
recognize it.
editing. Like it's kind of hard for you to put
Yeah.
everything together that I'm like getting. I'm like, yeah, that looks good to me, but like could be not what you envisioned.
That was the problem I was hitting, is because I'd get your footage and I'm like, I don't even know what I'm looking for here. Like I could see some scenes, but because I hadn't filmed it, it just wasn't like even in my head at that point.
Yeah, you saw me watching you guys, or like, yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
hard.
So I think if we had done it again, I would have just filmed, and everyone else would have just like puppeted whoever we needed in the scene.
Yeah, just hop out, switch skins,
And then just
like,
do all the
Yeah.
recording after the fact. The vocals.
Or even created like a bunch of different accounts where each account is a different skin, if needed, because it's like $20 to make a new Minecraft account. And then everyone just like logs in and logs out on the characters we need,
Right.
or people are logged in, in 2 characters on the same screen, because it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't matter what your screen looks like; it just matters what I see.
Yeah.
I got the burpees. I'm turning into Rick. So, and then plus like the script, like I did enjoy the script, but the fact, like I was reading more about like how Harmon does it, and they like they do like 8 drafts for every episode. We did no drafts.
No,
we got
just
it done.
kinda
We're just
did
like,
it, and we just kind of like kept mashing it out, and
Yeah.
but it's just kind of like started from the beginning and then got to the end. I'm sure there's probably a better way to do it.
yeah, it didn't flow well at points. There was just some like weird things. Like the second script, which I really enjoyed initially. The one was the detective's backstory. And then I
Right.
looked back reading it, and I'm like, we were never going to film this. There was like a scene where he's like talking to a sign and punching it. And I'm like, that's funny, but it doesn't work in Minecraft.
You could
Like,
punch
it
a
was
sign.
Yeah, I remember he was
We
like
can make that
fighting a
happen.
sign or something. And then, and then we also let people make their characters instead of make characters based around the people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. That kind of changes it.
Like if I just like
Instead of-
looked at like
you could be
what
like, here,
Joe-
this is what you're gonna be like try to make it like this, and then
yeah,
we probably should have just played around with it more, like try to figure out the characters and like before just kind of I think we just started recording and we're like, hey, like try the character, and like just kind of did it and kept doing reshoots, and we're like, okay, that's better
Yeah,
than the other ones, so let's just stick with it.
I think with like looking at the stuff with Rick and Morty and like reading about Harmon and stuff, I think if we treated it more like a show instead of kind of like a weird hybrid Let's Play thing, which it kind of still was, it would have gone off a lot easier.
Well, next time the 4 of us should get together if that's what we're wanting to do, and then like just put some time into like getting a script together so we can get something like good. Do you think Ian would want to hop on for that? Because that motherfucker has got some voices.
Well, Ian definitely I think would be good on
Yeah.
be good for it, because I mean all we'd have to do is have someone or have him come on and do voices, which I'm sure he's fine with.
Yeah.
And I was thinking of games for doing it. I still think Minecraft's actually the best choice.
Yeah.
I think it's just if you start doing it in other games, it becomes about that game. Like if we did something in WoW, it would be like a WoW series, or someone suggested WildStar, because it has very like cartoony people. But it'd still be like a WildStar series. But I think in Minecraft, no one thinks of it as a Minecraft series.
Yeah, it's
They
just
think
kind of
it,
vanilla now. It's like
yeah, it's a
just,
series made in Minecraft. Plus, it's just so easy to build things, and like tear them down and blow them up and copy them, and especially because when we originally did it, we didn't have any mods on that server. So if we did it with like Feed the Beast, we could have all these crazy like different decorations, like DecoCraft and all that stuff.
right.
Yeah, and all
I
the
think
different
would help
block
a lot.
types too, and just like teleporters and everything else like that too, right?
Yeah, it's so easy to like just fuck with shit and build stuff and have these those crazy sets. So it's an idea in my head now, and now that I've got like a lot more experience, and honestly, like as kind of shitty as it was to do all that work on Dragon Spear and then never actually use it, I think it could serve us with value going forward. Because
Good
I honestly
learning
think
process.
that's the way forward for us. I think we're okay like Let's Players, but I think we're funnier if we can be like scripted and do stuff, because we had some really
if
cool
we
ideas.
Put some time into it. It's harder to be funny on the spot and like constantly like fuck. How can I be funny but also be good at this game right now? I gotta concentrate, and it's it's a task.
Yeah,
Task
and
and a
I think
half.
it I don't know. I feel like I've always been pretty good at like writing and stuff like that. So I think the initial plan is to come up with an idea, write a script, and then we'll all sit down and kind of hammer out like the details. Like I'll come up with like rough character ideas, and then we'll obviously not sit down, virtually sit down, and just talk about it. So like I kind of still like the Dragon Spear idea, even if we don't 100% with it. But I like the idea of, the place where everyone is, and then something happens, and then they go back to that place, because that's the Harmon formula. Basically, you start at your home base, you go and do something crazy, and then in the end, you come back home. And that's just that's the sitcom formula essentially. So I liked having that home base of the inn, or whatever else we came, or
that's
Mole
right.
Town, like it was in the Mole Town series.
Yeah.
So that's something I'm thinking about, and I'm kind of interested because I don't know. I'm in my 40s. I'm reaching my creative peak, so
It's time to fucking
Buckle up.
get rolling. Yeah.
we need to
Time to
we need to
shine.
use it. I mean, you guys have all the time in the world to fuck up your lives, but me and Joe are running out. Joe already runs a business, so it's up to me.
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all she wrote, folks.
That's all she wrote. So that's what's on our mind. Anything else from anyone?
Negatory, boss.
Negatory.
No. It's good talk. Joe sounds tired. Are you sad, Joe?
Sounds a little confused on negatory.
No, just tired. I was up at 4 this morning.
Crying?
Yeah. I was
Good
like,
sleep.
Steve doesn't text me anymore.
You fucking didn't give me your number.
I swiped left. Why didn't he swipe right?
He doesn't love
Dude, I super liked you. I don't know what you're talking about.
Swipe.
Says he's only 30,000 miles away.
I don't know about the swiping. Does anyone here actually use Tinder?
No.
Negatory.
No.
I think it's weird that that's a thing. Is that just me being old? Or is that just weird that we've gone there as a society where we're just like, yeah, let's find people on the internet.
I
the
don't
fuck?
like your face. I don't like your face. Oh, yes.
Yeah,
I'll
no.
fuck you.
I
No,
agree with that.
yes.
I agree with that. It's weird, but
Yeah.
it's what we've turned into as a society, I guess.
I mean, maybe it'll like reduce sex crimes.
No.
No.
Oh, honestly,
Probably
maybe
not.
it
Probably
will.
makes it easier.
Well, I mean, yes, it does, but I mean, it gives a chance to people who wouldn't maybe normally go out and have sex to fuck someone, and that does reduce sex crime. So maybe even if it reduces sex crime by one person, Tinder saves. I mean, there's a lot of
He
rape
saves,
on Tinder too.
But
Probably.
he rapes.
Yeah, that's where I was going.
But he
He
saves.
rapes, but it saves. He rapes more than it saves, but it still saves.
Yeah.
Good job, Tinder and Grinder.
And Grinder. And any other ones that are out there.
Yeah, whatever. Other dogger.
Dogger.
Dog in my neighborhood I can fuck. Steve, play us out.
I thought he was about to talk again and be like, nuh-uh, incorrect.
Bye.
That was fucking terrible, but so appropriate. Everyone say goodbye.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Au revoir.